The war of words over the response to the dengue outbreak continued today between the Health Minister and his opposition counterpart. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton continued to defend his stewardship of the crisis, but Dr. Dayton Campbell was not buying any of his arguments. TVJ's Janella Pursues tells us more in this primetime news report.
There was nothing new in his presentation to Parliament about the Ministry of Health's response to the dengue outbreak, but Dr. Christopher Tufton and his opposition counterpart, Dr. Dayton Campbell, would face off about the measures being taken thus far. Issue number one are the cases being underreported.
The numbers just don't add up. First of all, I think it's time that the ministry stops reporting and confirm cases to deny something when you're not doing tests. It makes absolutely no sense.
We have never classified the cases of dengue as only confirmed cases. It's right, look, it's right there on the screen. Hold on, let me finish. I allowed you to finish. We have always said presumed, confirmed, or suspected cases. And the presumed and the suspected are based on a clinical definition, which you know as a medical doctor. Let me just say what I'm saying, right? Let me say what I'm saying. Calm down, calm down. Hence, Mr. Speaker, the numbers that we have, the 830 cases as it relates to the year 2018, which we know that there are other cases out there, as you know, that those numbers give a reflection as to the extent of the challenge.
Dr. Tufton would also defend what the ministry had been doing prior to the outbreak. He argued that vector control workers were being trained from as far back as July 2018. To Portmore, where 2 children suspected to have dengue died recently, one MP had a concern.
I don't see anything to suggest that the ministry is moving with any speed to do any kind of a vector control.
My information is that there have been, in fact, 2 suspected deaths from the Portmore area. Only one of the 2 confirmed as dengue. So I guess we'll, yeah, only one of the 2 confirmed. And I do agree with you that the index in the Portmore area and in parts of Portmore, like Waterford, is high. So we do have high population of Aedes aegypti and breeding sites. I say to the member that I have visited the Portmore area personally with the vector workers, and I know for a fact, having met with the full team in St. Catherine on Sunday, we had a 2-hour discussion around the strategy for the parish, that there is activity going on in the Portmore community and in places like Waterford.
But for Member of Parliament for Kingston Central Ronnie Thwaites, this latest outbreak speaks to a wider problem of poor garbage disposal habits by some citizens.
And what does the Ministry of Health advise? What is the government as a whole going to do about the chronic nastiness of the country? That is a major issue.
Frankly speaking, I think even as politicians, we have done a poor job sometimes by offering absolute solution to every problem, and sometimes giving those we serve an excuse for not doing certain things and taking responsibility.
Janella Pursues, TVJ News.